Okay, Islam Sheikh Dwayne Bay. It is approximately, I don't think that clock is right. It says 4:20. It could be. I don't think it is. I think it's a little bit later than that. But it's approximately 4:20. It is February the 11th. February the 11th. It's Thursday, February the 11th, and I'm about to exercise. I don't think I can't really tell because this. Nonetheless, I'm about to exercise at Crosswinds Apartments. I'm on the treadmill. Oops. Oh, I just got through drinking a protein shake. There. Okay, that's better. Let's see. Right now, I'm feeling pain in my left leg. And right when I turn this on, Black Negro AI, humanoid AI, spoke through, because I'm listening to music, and said brother. Black Negro accent, male accent. Sound like an animal. That's usually how they sound, like some. And the females, they keep saying, "I love your son." They just sound like some type of animal, some type of beast, freak, lab freak in Annapolis. It's a lot of them. A lot of them in Annapolis. Before, when I was getting ready to exercise, Dwayne, the the United States military, AARP commercials kept coming on because I was listening to music. But there's average black. Negro citizens, just like Spanish-speaking citizens, that are lab animals, that are used as weapons of mass destruction. That they don't all have to be in the military or connected to the military, but they are used by a United States, a naturalized United States government. It could be pale skin, that's a lab freak, that are used by an unnaturalized United States military government. But here in Annapolis, there's too much connection to the unnaturalized United States military. And then when you look in history and how much murder the unnaturalized United States military has committed on this landmass, upon the inhabitants on this landmass, the Army and Navy being involved in heinous crimes, murder, mass murder, then you can see why people behave the way they do here in Annapolis. And they've been murdering for so long. Not all are unnaturalized involved, but maybe way too many. One is too many. That's why. That's why I'm experiencing. Imani and I, we moving. So the lab freaks here, they have crypto. They have cryptocurrency. They're gonna make Annapolis flourish. The lab animals gonna help Annapolis, Maryland flourish because they have heads ups on cryptocurrency. Where everybody else in Annapolis, on this landmass, a lot of people are still learning about cryptocurrency. The lab animals here in Annapolis, also they were literally invading my hotel room and watching me learn about crypto. And then eventually I started to hear more and more frequency say crypto when I was out. And people were trying to learn. So watching them more, abusing them more, learning from them more, and now they're trying to, like they do, they take information, take things, steal, and do whatever else. And now a lot of them keep saying how Annapolis is going to be one of the richest cities because they got heads up on crypto. And yet I'm still having to document experiencing foresharp pains. Because the lab animals are the true racists against another race. They want to take, steal, murder, rape, and commit violence. And then brag about how they going to make Annapolis grow with the information they learned from the Moor that they have been abusing since she and her son got here. Because the city of Annapolis learned about cryptocurrency a lot earlier than other cities. And with AI being here, that are humanoid AI and involving thievery and rape, molestation, murder, whatever, or they do whatever. And other lab animals, the Birdman. So they have crypto. I don't care because once we leave, we're not gonna look back. But I'm pretty sure we'll hear something in the future. Let me see if I can bring this back. I'm gonna have to pause. I gotta use the restroom. Try to keep the camera going so I don't have to record twice. I just have to turn it upside down. So, okay. Okay, I'm back. Let's try it now. for one moment. I'm going to use a thought. Most predominantly, it has been the Black Negro accent in our hotel room, like when we first came here. In reference, so just so you get a picture of how the lab animals here behave, and their culture. So Imani and I weren't here for about a month and a half before one of the lab freaks attacked me in my dreams and attacked my genitals and caused my genitals to have orgasm. And I woke up very upset, but embarrassed most of all, because never had to deal with such straight out abuse like that. And then every time I would go to sleep, one of the lab freaks, the Black Negro, was predominantly male, was trying to attack my genitals. And predominantly Black females here in Annapolis, at the time I didn't know the Navy and the Army was prevalent as they are here. So I didn't know who, when I say lab freaks, I can only assume. So I didn't know who these people were, but they were average dressed. And then once again, I didn't know the military was prevalent until maybe a year and a half or 2 years after we moved here. Because we didn't come here to amalgamate with the lab animals here in Annapolis. I'm not calling everyone a lab animal, but they definitely exist. We didn't come here to be pimped out or to breed one of their kids. So we came here because we are Moors connected to the Moorish American National Republic in Baltimore, Maryland. So after my genitals were attacked in my sleep, then the predominantly Black females will speak about someone elfing her, look at me as I'm out. So not saying my name, but speaking about elfing, someone elfing someone, and their conversation loud as I walk by, and look at me, or just say it loud as I walk by. And I never experienced such things like that, because so many times growing up, it was always the white devil. So history do not emphasize enough about the Black abomination demons, demonic filth, or even talk about humanoid AI like history should. I always spoke about the white devil. So if anything, I would be cautious of the white devil and want to be closer to the Black Negro beast. You hear me? Which there are white devils, or the so-called white devils. They are. They just like the Negro beast. But what history failed to mention is they both are working together. So when you're dealing with race crimes here on this landmass, in reference to pale skins, the Klansmen and so forth, so-called Klansmen, attacking the Blacks here on this landmass, 9.5 times out of 10, the Black Negro beast that be marching, saying we shall overcome, was involved with the beast, the pale skin beast that committed the crime, and they worked together to do a ritual, the humanoid AI, a blood ritual. So that's what was missing. That's what has been missing out of history, out of Black history. And that's what should be kept in Black history. As we are in this month of February, which the government announced and made it Black History Month. So after I kept documenting the pain I experienced in Fort Sharp pains, and predominantly Black Negro, once again, male, female accents, and that which speaks Spanish. Spanish accents were overwhelmingly in our hotel room. And then I started to see feathers, hearing military in our hotel room, seeing advertisements of the military, hearing we paid, brother paid, I paid, the Black Negro female talking, Spanish speaking male accent predominantly. Also experienced dreams also by looked to be from Mexico or South Central American invading my dream. Saying I paid, we paid. But first it was the Black Negroes. So, and it's interesting because also that is something else that is funny, how there's always like a separation in some places with those that speak Spanish from South Central America and Mexico, and the Black Negro or African American community. For example, in California, I remember how the Crips and the Bloods and all these other gangs seemed to be always, they said it was like a bloodbath. But what history do not talk about is how the lag freaks that speak Spanish and the lag freaks that are African American Black Negro work together to create humanoid AI, to create confusion, a bloodbath, and do murder rituals. That's what history don't talk about. So for Black history, this should be noted and recognized, and also kept in the books. So I'm not, of course, not every person that's in the status of African American or speaks Spanish, and definitely, I'm gonna say this, because I think it's important. It's not that I have so much empathy because I don't know every person that's pale skinned, but I just know I have come across really decent pale skins in my life, really decent ones, and I can see how some of them might have known the truth, but because they consider themselves Freemason, they couldn't speak the truth. Just like some African Americans under that status knew the truth, but they could not speak the truth. So they tried to make up for it because they don't want to be killed. They don't want their children to be killed, raped, molested, whatever, by trying to be as humane as possible. Because when you don't know and you get tricked into a group, a set, it can really, really, really damage you. So I'm telling you, Sheikh Dwayne Bafubay, I am favored. I've come across some real decent pale skins. And it's good that I say that because some of them need to hear that I am thankful, and others that know truth are thankful. We are thankful that we as Moors are literally with you and standing next to one another as we continue to raise our divine thoughts of humanity and divinity, morality, integrity. And I say pale skin, but a lot of the pale skins I'm talking about, and some that have claimed their nationality. They researched and claimed their nationality. So the only description until they do is saying pale skin, because white is not really a true existence. But if they wanted to be called white, it's okay. I would respect it. Say, okay, white. But I'm just so thankful and grateful. I'm so thankful and grateful to know truth and be one in this lifetime in history, true history, real history, to speak the truth about these animals, these lab beasts. I'm gonna go ahead and back this up a little bit and do a run. 37. Oh, 36. what I'm gonna do is get ready to do a 2-minute jog. So this is the end of the first video. It's February 11th, 2026. It's approximately, if that clock is right, 5:05. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this and do maybe 2 minutes of jogging.